Hey everybody, today we are talking about how to get our horse to stand still at a mounting block. So let's roll the intro and get started. Well, welcome back. Today we are doing a tutorial on getting your horse to stand still at a mounting block. We are doing these new tutorials. We are calling them 3-Minute Thursday. So before we get started, we need to punch 3 minutes on that clock and get started. So one of the biggest pet peeves of mine is when that horse wants to move at the mounting block. You know that old little trick when you go to get on your horse and they step one step to the side, just enough that you can't put your foot in the stirrup and you're kind of dangling there trying to reach the stirrup. It's one of those most pain in the ass type things that actually happen. So let me first start off by saying there are so many different ways that you can get your horse to stand still. There are quick fixes and there are long fixes. What's the difference between both of them? The quick fixes are just that. They fix the problem quickly or for that specific time that you're trying to get on, which is fine if you're in a rush, but if you want to have a more thorough fix, that's what I'm going to teach you here today. So the method we're going to use is called an approach and retreat method, and maybe you've heard of this method for many other types of training, and it's going to be something we're going to use to fix this whole mounting block issue. The biggest thing you need to understand is that when you actually approach your horse and put yourself on a mounting block ready to get on, that is pressure. So to them, they're trying to get away from pressure. They're trying to get away what they know is coming next, meaning you get on and you walk off. So what we're going to do is use an approach and retreat method to try and help them to understand that every time that we go and stand up on the mounting block, it does not always mean that we're going to actually get on them. So here's what you need to know. The very first thing that you need to try to do is start to do the approach and retreat in smaller increments. What this means is being able to go up next to the horse, place the mounting block on the ground, and then walk away from them. And you're going to get that weirdest look out of your horse for the very first time. You're going to get that, wait a minute, I thought you were getting on me look. And then you're going to approach them again, rub them all over, maybe just put one step on the mounting block, and then walk away. That moment that you start actually walking away from them, that's when things really start to change. See, you're giving them the release of pressure as soon as they stand still. Instead of what's been happening is you actually go away from them in their mind when they take that step away from you while you're standing on the mounting block. So ultimately what we're doing is we're teaching them to stand still and we leave them the heck alone. And that's what they dream about, is us leaving them the heck alone. So you're going to do this method multiple times where you go up, stand one step on the mounting block, rub them. When they stand there, you walk away. Now sometimes when you start this process, I'm not going to lie, there are some times where the horse of course does one of those steps away from you. If that happens to occur, what you want to do is pick up the mounting block, walk with them, go right with them until they stop, drop the mounting block, get yourself back up on that one step, keep rubbing them, and when they stand still, go and walk away. If they happen to follow you while you try to walk away, all you need to do is kind of shoo them back and get them back to the place that they were. If they decide, instead of doing the one step away and stop, if they decide to go ahead and walk in a forward circle around, you need to go ahead and put a little bit of pressure in front of them and get them to back up, back to the place that they were at. So after you get through that beginning stages, you might start to notice that your horse is standing there a little bit better. You want to start increasing that pressure. And what is pressure? You just starting to increase the steps on the mounting block. So if you're on the first step, you go up to the second step. You rub all over them. However, don't be greedy. Don't try to get right on just because your horse is standing there at this given moment. What you want to do is still, you got it, walk away. So after a multitude of times of doing this, you want to increase yourself step by step all the way up the mounting block, then get to a point where you're putting your foot in the stirrup and you're just standing there for a moment, rubbing all over them, not doing anything. Again, if your horse decides to walk away, all you need to do is put them back in their place or follow them, drop the mounting block, get right back into the place you were, and then walk away once they're standing still. So again, increasing in increments, we are putting our foot in the stirrup, then we are going to be able to raise up into the saddle a little bit, maybe not get all the way on, just raise up on one side, step back down, walk away. Again, this process is not necessarily the fastest way to get our horse to stand still, but it is the most effective way. So if you can get your horse to stand still while you go up and down, put your foot in, stand up on one side and back off a multitude of times, you're actually teaching this horse overall how to stand still for the foreseeable future. So like I said, it may take a little bit longer, could take 5 to 10 minutes to do, but I will guarantee that this process will stick with them for a longer period of time. Now finally, now that you've gotten yourself to a place where you can get up on one side and get off, I would recommend it's time for you to go ahead and get on. But here's the big kicker. When you do go to get on, go ahead and make one fluid movement, get all the way on, and when you get there, make sure that you stand and you rub all over them. If you have the opportunity to get back off, great. If you don't, just stand there at least 30 seconds before you decide to move off again. The longer you stand there, the better. In fact, that could be your entire lesson. Stand there, relax, get the heck off, go home. Remember that the best way that any horse learns is through the release of pressure. So literally you getting off and going away, that release of pressure and them standing still because of it, they learned how to stand there at the mounting block. So remember to take your time, go out there, do the more thorough fix, and I promise you, you're going to have better results, because if you do any of the quick fixes, you're going to notice that you're going to have to do it every single time, and that's something you certainly just don't want to do. So I hope you like these new 3-minute tutorials, and if you do, make sure to click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that way you're notified every time that I upload a video. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any comments or suggestions that you'd like to see for next time's videos, feel free to comment in the section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you right here next week on YouTube.